Hi guys, welcome to my channel. What am I doing today? Today I am actually trying my darndest to paint this self-portrait. It is a self-portrait. I will be linking the video somewhere here. The video now, the picture that it's based on, and let me discuss why this self-portrait means so much. Okay, so this self-portrait, it is my first attempt. I know I might need to attempt it again, maybe a second or third time, because I'm not getting the colors I want to get from it. I took this when I was, how could I say, during the hurricane. It was in the midst of the hurricane, and this is when the wind and the rain was pounding on the zinc, and like I said, it lasted like 8 hours. So imagine just you're hearing wind and just heavy rain just pounding your zinc of your house, and I live in a upper flat, so I'm getting the full sound wave of the hurricane, and this was during that time. And I had my camera, my phone with me, and so I decided to take a picture of how I looked at that time, and this was one of those pictures. And I thought to myself after I took it, this would be a great self-portrait highlighting probably one of the most terrifying moments of my life. And ergo, I wanted to paint it. And I've already see where I made some mistakes. So I'm hoping to correct those in the coloring. I'm hoping to correct them in coloring, but if I do not, then I know I'll have to correct them in, do them again, do the entire thing again. Basically what I'm doing right now is mixing up my colors, because I actually put this down for 2 weeks. I actually put this entire piece down for 2 weeks. I don't know why it scared me a lot to paint it. Normally I don't get terrified by painting pieces, but this one, or scared from painting pieces, but this one for some reason, it's like I was reluctant to paint it. And I don't know why I was reluctant to paint it, but in any case, I decided this morning to pick it up again. Like, I think I made the chin a bit too long. Yeah, so I might have to correct that right there. Okay. I'm working, of course, with my desktop easel so I could stay upright with this. Adjust it a bit. Push it back a bit. Yeah. I'm using the reference to kind of see where I need to darken a bit. Yeah, for right now, I kind of look a bit bald just because I know that need to hit where the highlights are. Like, this is literally the first time I could remember doing something like this. Of course, I took workshops before where I had to paint realistically, but this is like the first time I'm actually doing it without the instructor in front of me. So let me kind of mute you now, cut you off a bit, dry this off, and see if I could correct that chin problem I have going there. Okay. The black that I'm using is actually, it's not black at all. It's actually random gray I'm using. So I'm not really using black at all. I'm using random gray. And I'm just using that so that I could kind of, you know, I need to darken up some areas. So what I'm gonna do is I need to darken up 2 areas right around here. So I think this is where I'm gonna go next. And I need to make a black. Like I said, I put this down for like 2 weeks. Didn't even pick it up. Good thing I am used to doing a lot of color mixing. The colors I'm actually using is right here. So let me bring it back out a bit. This is my color palette right here. So I'm using Isero Nickel Yellow PY53, Perylene Red PR179. I'm using Edantrum Blue from Isero again. All these are Isero colors. A PB60. I'm using Caribbean Blue from Old Holland, and this is PB16. I'm using Lapis Lazuli, that's from A Gallows. I'm using a Winsor Newton Smalt Blue. I'm using Turner's Yellow. I'm using Alizarin Rose from Grumbacher, and I'm using Random Gray from Schmink. That's basically my color palette that I'm using. So at this time, I'm basically trying to mix up a black. And I'm gonna be mixing my black from making a orange and a blue. So I'm putting down, yeah, so because I really want my black to be a bit warmer because there is a bit cooler. As you can see, the random gray gave me some great granulation, but there is a contrast in the reference right here. So that's what I want to do, and I'm falling in love with using this random gray just for the fact that it is not really a black. It's like a mixture of different pigments, so I can see blues in it, I can see like burnt siennas in it, like, you know, I can see different colors in it. I can even see a touch of yellows in it, so it gives me that variety. So it's not really a flat black, which I kind of enjoy. So that's what I'm doing right now. The one thing I notice is, like, when I mix the color up in my palette, the color that I go through the most is actually yellow, literally. Like, I go through a lot of yellows, and yellow is not even my favorite color in the world. You know, I'm more of an art-based kind of person. I like muted colors, but I think my art style is very bright because it's kind of cartoony. So I literally go through a lot of colors, and, you know, bright colors. I use a lot of yellows. So I'm just trying to make a black right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little, I have a strip here to see if I made a successful enough contrast. Looks like I did. So I kind of like this black here. So now I'm gonna wet this a bit, just around here. Not necessarily to lift colors up, because like I said, I put this down for like 2 weeks, but to kind of just, you know, bring up some contrast, to kind of let it diffuse a bit. The paper that I'm using is actually from Bohong. It's their academic line. Yeah, this is good. So I kind of like that. Because this is just a practice. And the one thing I learned from other YouTube artists is always to finish a piece, even if you don't believe in it. Like, I see so many mistakes in this and I don't believe in it, but the least I could do is finish it. And I know I'm gonna draw it over, and maybe the second time I draw it over, I'm gonna do a better job at drawing it than I did here, doing it than I did here. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to, actually what I'm doing now is actually painting with my dirty water. This is not from my rinsing cup. This is what is on my brush is actually from my wash cup. And I was just thinking to myself not to be afraid of the dirty water, because you can absolutely paint with it like I'm doing right now, because that having so much different pigments and so many different color contrasts. And if I need clean water, I have my cup for that. But right now I'm doing black, and I really want the black to look dramatic. And I'm trying my best not to overwork this thing, and I think I just did that. So I'm just gonna stop here where these two bleed into each other so that this part could dry. And I think I'm gonna go now down to the chin area where I need to kind of lift this up a bit. Let's see if I can lift this up a bit. I need to bring this up a bit. Okay, just one more thing left for me to do today, and that is to do here a bit. Let's kind of saturate my brush a bit with some dirty water. Okay, right along that line we go in there. Okay, so I think I'm not finishing this piece in this video. I'm thinking that like the last piece I'm gonna do is just gonna do it in stages. I don't know why it's so emotional for me. Whenever it rains heavy or anything, I always takes me back to that time when when the rain happened. Like right now, whenever it rains, I don't even go outside into the hallway because I can literally still hear the hurricane. My friends in the mental health department think I probably suffered some kind of anxiety from being in the house when the ceiling caved in. They're like, yeah, you probably have some kind of anxiety left over from then, and Okay. I said I want to shorten that chin up a bit. I think the chin is too long. Okay. Again, this is just dirty water. Literally, I'm using the dirty water for the paint water just to do this. Because I want that variety, I want that transition, because of the fact that the piece is just so, it's not necessarily complicated, it's just so, what's the word? There's just, there's just so much fine transition from one thing into the other. The transition is very, very fine. So, It's not like there's any harsh line in this, especially when you're doing realism. There's very little harsh lines, but there is a harsh line right here that I'm seeing. There's a harsh line right here. So I just have to keep that in mind, that here has some harsh lines. Here has some harsh lines. Yeah, and here has some harsh lines. So I have to keep that in mind. And to transition out. Yeah. Sometimes my brush is a bit too wet. When it's too wet, I just dab it here. I have like 3 different cloths that I'm using right now. I have this one that is in my hand, so I can dab up extra water. I have this one that is here, like if my brush is too wet, I could just dab it off there. And I have one next to me, an actual rag next to me, that after I'm finished rinsing out my brush, I could wipe it off a bit here. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of stuff. I was messing with some inks earlier today, so my fingers is still pretty much stained from messing with inks. But okay, so I'm just gonna put some very finite line down. And if you know, I love mixing my own brown, so I guess that's what I just did. I just mixed my own brown. So I basically mix a very warm brown, and then I mix a very cool brown, and I just want to put down some lines so that I could, you know, have some definite lines that I'm working with. And I'm putting down those lines with the warmer brown, with the cooler brown over the pencil mark. I think I'm gonna end it right about here, because okay. And I'm gonna join you guys next time. Hopefully we can do another installment of this. Are you seeing it? You know, are you guys seeing my vision of what I'm doing? Like I said, this is just the first part of it. This is not even the final piece, you know, because you do have to work in layers, and I'm forcing a few to dry, but at the same time I'm drying a few on their own. So I have to keep that in mind. Just realized my nose is really big. I got big nose. Okay, so I think I could maybe add the hair up here a bit to kind of like start creating my hair. This is going to be a very thin layer of the black, and then I'm going to end it off. See how dark that is? That's telling me it's really dark. That's not what I want. Yeah. Because, you know, yeah, that's what I want. A little more water. Yeah, I just want to work very thin first. Yeah, right about there. Again, I'm using my wash water. And then I'm gonna go in here with some black around this line here. And allow it to diffuse out a bit. The brush I'm working with is actually from Zen Art. This is their 4 Squirrel number 10 brush. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna finish it here for right now, and maybe next time you're gonna join me back in another session working on this piece. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. This is going to be a journey, and as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.